ਅਫਗਾਨਿਸਤਾਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਾਲਾਤ ਲਗਾਤਾਰ ਖਰਾਬ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ। ਆਤਮਘਾਤੀ ਹਮਲੇ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਸਥਿਤੀ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਘਾਤਕ ਹੋ ਚੁੱਕੀ ਹੈ, ਜਿਸ ਕਾਰਨ ਵਿਦੇਸ਼ਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਅਫਗਾਨੀ ਲੋਕ ਆਪਣੇ ਪਰਿਵਾਰਿਕ ਮੈਂਬਰਾਂ ਲਈ ਕਾਫੀ ਚਿੰਤਤ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਲਗਾਤਾਰ ਆਪਣੀਆਂ ਸਰਕਾਰਾਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਮਦਦ ਦੀ ਗੁਹਾਰ ਲਗਾ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਅਫਗਾਨਿਸਤਾਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਫਸੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਪਰਿਵਾਰਿਕ ਮੈਂਬਰਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਲਦੀ ਤੋਂ ਜਲਦੀ ਬਾਹਰ ਕੱਢਿਆ ਜਾਵੇ।
Michael, it's been absolutely devastating for us. Afghans living in diaspora, we feel extremely helpless. We feel betrayed by the US government. We feel a whole host of emotions. We are grieving with each other every time that we meet with our relatives. We grieve, we cry, we talk about Afghanistan because all of my relatives have lived through the Taliban. They have experienced atrocities committed by the Taliban. And for them, for my parents, it's trauma. It's PTSD when we talk about them. It's PTSD when they see it happen all over again to our people. So it's absolutely devastating. And what's even more devastating is that we feel very helpless from here. I wish we could do a lot of things for our people back home, but it's essentially the feeling of betrayal by the US government and also the feeling of helplessness during this very, very tough times. 1,000% for my parents. We have tried for my parents to stay away from what's happening there, to look into it too much, because for them, my mom just she gets very anxious and she just starts to cry, and she talks uncontrollably about her experiences back then, because at that time my dad was in the army and my mom was alone, and I feel it's important that I share my personal story so that Canadians can understand, what some of these refugees are going through.
By all means.
I was 6 years old when we crossed Afghanistan to Pakistan. My mom had 4 young children all by herself. And we literally walked from Afghanistan to Pakistan as refugees. And during that whole time, of course, I was young. I don't remember much of it, but I remember being in constant fear. So I cannot imagine my mom with 4 young children, the youngest being 30 days old, crossing the border while the Taliban were after us. I can't imagine the feeling that she would be feeling. So, of course, it's definitely triggering for my mom. It's definitely triggering for all of my community members that have gone through this, which are all my uncles, my aunts, my cousins who were super young under the regime. And they just come together and they can't talk about anything else other than what's going on in Afghanistan and how helpless they're feeling